Ai hitto! Nyt sä päästit sen karkuun.
Minkä?
No traktori tietysti.
Oi. Ei kun perään.
What? 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 Just what is this? Well, this is Uuno Turhapuro, Muutta, Maalle. And I absolutely said that incorrectly. But yeah, you try better. Uuno Turhapuro, Muutta, Maalle, aka Uuno Turhapuro moves to the country. That's a bit easier. Probably did relatively well in its native country, and so probably shouldn't be in this series of games based on flop movies. But it did only have 556,519 viewers at the cinema, which isn't many. In fact, it's the lowest viewed movie in this entire series by some distance. I mean, you can tell it didn't have a lot of viewers because, well, they counted the number of people who went into the exact number of people that went in to see this in the cinema. So what is this confusing collection of way too many vowels? Where did it come from? Well, it came from Finland. That might explain why that title really hurts your eyes when you look at it. And Finland, well, that's the place I'd quite like to be. You're so near to Russia, so far from Japan. Quite a long way from Cairo, lots of miles from Vietnam. Thanks, Monty Python. It is the 11th of the 20 movies made from 1973 to 1998, featuring the eponymous Uuno Turhapuro. 20 movies that you and I had no idea existed up until this point in our lives. Uuno is a Finnish comedic creation by director Sped Pasanen, which is actor Vesa-Matti Lauri described as a clown on a personal decline. Looking at him, I reckon that sounds about right, as long as his decline is utterly terrifying. Look at that face. Uuno is, to put it mildly, chief fool in a parade of life's losers. He's a feckless layabout with a sky-high ego, keen to avoid work, slobbing about, and desperate to spend the money of others, including his father-in-law. He's a man with the gift of the gab, despite his scruffy appearance. He sweet-talks his way out of difficult positions with the wife and others, and into the beds of impressionable young women. One country's ridiculous clown is another one's former prime minister, eh? Badunch. There's your political humour for the week. Take that, Boris! Uuno's 11th adventure, on which this game is based, sees him track down his estranged in-laws and into a country mansion. His wife's father has purchased the stately property without realising the abode is due to be knocked down to make way for a new highway. So ensues lots of rural jiggery-pokery and countryside hijinks as the Turhapuro clan attempt to stop the demolition. Probably. I mean, I didn't watch it. I would imagine that's what they do. I mean, that's the sort of plotline you get in a comedic film. Hell, they did it in the Yogi Bear film, which was terrible. Why didn't I watch it? Well, where do you even find a 1986 Finnish Comedy sequel, 11 movies in, watched by only 500,000 people? Yes, I know the internet exists, but yes, I am that lazy that I didn't bother looking. The production was filmed in just 2 weeks and has a viewer rating of 5.9 on IMDb, should you fancy finding it yourself. And if you do, tell me what it's like. So, the game then. It came out the same year as the movie, exclusively on the grey wedge with the 64K of memory, your old pal and mine, the Commodore 64. It was produced by one programmer, that being Pasi Haitonen, and was released by Amasoft, who, and I'm sure you can guess by the name, are a Finnish game publisher. Yeah, not American like you thought. I mean, why would an American company make a game based on this? The game starts much the same as the movie, with Uuno finding a note from his wife Elizabeth on the fridge of his city apartment. Fearing a lonely life in an empty house, he decides to join her in the countryside. Get used to this banging theme tune, by the way. It's very Commodore 64. Make of that what you will. The game itself takes place over 3 levels based on scenes from the movie. In the first, Uuno is ploughing a field, trying to avoid grass tufts, puddles and stones that will make him fall over tea. In the second, the Finnish fool finds himself water skiing, possibly with an eye to jumping the shark like the Fonz, because come on, 11 movies at this point? In the third, Turhapuro is dashing away from an enraged farmer, possibly because he scared his flock, ploughed his wife, or bummed his dray horse. I've got no idea. I didn't watch the movie. Have I said that already? The reason I've grouped all the levels together is because, well, they're essentially the same concept. You race left to right, avoiding various obstacles. Think of it as a better version of that Viz game. With less racers, it's just you, Uuno, and the open road, field, lake, forest, depending on what level that you are on. It is difficult, very difficult. You will find it very hard to make any progress at all, until you fumble around the Finnish menu and find the helpo function. Now, the helpo function apparently means easy in Finnish. Look at that, it's educational. You've learned Finnish. For further reading into Finnish, have a look at a video I'm going to put in the link below, which teaches you Finnish numbers. It gets hilarious as it gets closer to 100. It is, even on this easy setting, still bloody hard, mind. Bear this in mind when you play it. You might get a bit too frustrated. It might not be up your street. And once you fall, you're shifted back a little bit further in your progress. If you fall again very quickly, you'll be put back even further than that. It keeps the same level of bar that it takes off. Considering all you have to do is press up and down, avoiding the various bits and bobs that get in your way, and indeed in the way of Uuno spending his life being a buffoon, it is a very difficult game. You can find sweet spots for a while, but sooner or later a duck or a stone will give you jip. The obstacles are randomly placed each time you play as well, which makes it a little bit unpredictable and at times unavoidable to hit certain obstacles. But these moments are rare. And despite this, it's not terrible. I don't hate this game at all. And for what it is, it's really hard to dislike. There's next to no variety in the game, and it's so very, very simplistic. But once you get into the zone, it's really, really playable. It's got that Flappy Bird factor, which I don't mind in a game about the 11th sequel to a foreign comedy series that I'm never going to watch from 40 years ago. It becomes a quite compulsive game to play, with that one more go factor in full effect. You'll be playing it a lot once you've got into that zone, and then probably never play it again. But for that 10, 20, 30 minutes you'll be playing it, it's a great experience, provided you get past the frustration of your first 2 playthroughs or so. No reviews were available from any of the magazines because, did you think there would be? Maybe in Finnish games magazines, but are there any? I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to go and check out the Uuno Turhapuro games based on the other 20 movies, won't I? Oh, there isn't. Yeah, oh well. So yes, don't expect the earth of this hideous oaf, but please do give him a go. Take him to your hearts, why don't you? Who wouldn't want to be this guy in a video game? So yes, that's undoubtedly the most obscure game I'm ever going to play on this channel. But until next time, like, subscribe, and thanks, bye.